Chief Secretary says $50 million not enough to settle oil spill-related expenses. Citizens urged to be good stewards of the environment on World Environment Day. Canadian YouTuber says he had no bad intentions, and 2 men held for firearm, ammunition and drugs. Good evening, I'm Patricia Nicholson-Richards. Welcome to the Tobago Updates Television News for Wednesday, June 5th, 2024. To our top story this evening, Chief Secretary Farley Augustine is not pleased that the central government only approved $50 million for oil spill relief efforts in the Supplemental Appropriation Bill for fiscal 2024. This is a third of the request made by the THA, which was burdened with a hefty bill for cleanup and response efforts following the February 7th Gulf Stream oil spill. Meanwhile, fishermen are outraged that their claims were not considered in the $50 million allocation. Reporter Candice Jackson has the details.
Chief Secretary Farley Augustine said some contractors who assisted in relief and response efforts for the Gulf Stream oil spill would have to wait longer for compensation. He was responding to the government's decision to grant the THA only $50 million when they had requested $153 million.
It will not be sufficient to do all the work that is required. So we are owing practically all the contractors in the cleanup effort.
Finance Minister Com Imber justified granting the THA only a third of their request, stating there were not enough supporting documents.
That's not true. What was asked for from the Ministry of Finance was for us to present them with a table with all that is required, which we did in fact present. I'm not sure what other document he requires.
President of the All Tobago Fisherfolk Association, Curtis Douglas, is also not pleased with the finance minister's explanation.
So they don't care if Tobago people get paid. They don't care. It is not inflated. It is not whatever you talk about. And the world would have seen. So how the hell you're telling me Trinidad now telling us that is all we're gonna get? You don't see that is institutional bullying.
The Ministry of Finance approved $50 million for cleanup and remediation, lease and rental infrastructure, marine support services, consultancy, security materials and supplies, catering and refurbishment. However, Chief Secretary Farley Augustine promised to ensure that fishermen get some relief from that money.
We have not done the relief for the fisherfolk as yet, and certainly we will make that priority number one out of the $50 million, because we want the local industry to bounce back from it. We are going to pay what we can and hold on paying the rest until.
He also noted that $153 million will not cover all the costs incurred because they still need to conduct studies on the environmental impact of the oil spill.
Some areas, the removal of sand along with the toxic material was quite a lot, so we have to look at those areas and see whether there is a requirement for resanding beaches, beach reconstruction. We have to do these studies to look at the impact on the coral reef in particular.
Until that cost is determined, the THA still has to find $100 million to cover additional costs.
So what I will do is, when we finish paying out with that, I will just take all the extra invoices that come in and just send them his way for him to pay them. That's exactly what I will do.
Candice Jackson, Tobago Updates, Television News.
We cannot turn back time, but we can grow forests, revive water sources, and restore soils. We are the generation that can make peace with the land. That is the message for this year's World Environment Day. In a special service recognizing the day, both the Minister of Planning and Development, Penelope Beckles-Robinson, and the Chief Secretary Farley Augustine urged citizens to be good stewards of the environment to ensure that future generations can also enjoy it. More from Candice Jackson.
Small island developing states like Tobago are at the front line of environmental challenges brought on by climate change, natural disasters, and pollution. As a result, Tobago, like many other islands, is struggling to fund mitigation and restoration initiatives, according to Chief Secretary Farley Augustine.
A single assessment done along our eastern coastline of Tobago returned with an assessment that says that we must find at least $1 billion TT if we are to fix what's happening along our eastern coastline.
The need to engage in environmentally sustainable development is also at the forefront of the THA. But Augustine explains they are grappling with how to do so with an economy that is performing poorly.
But even with the desire for economic development, our island and our people are faced with the question of, should we build hotels? And if we should, where should we build them? And what size these hotels should be.
While the THA is working out how it should undertake sustainable development, the Chief Secretary reminded citizens that they also have a responsibility to do so. He pointed out that it starts with small steps, such as changing certain menu items at harvest time.
Perhaps we may have to consider farming and instead eating tamed wild meat as opposed to wild meat. And perhaps in a country where one of the national dishes remain shark and bake or bake and shark, we may have to consider how we acquire the shark for eating.
Meanwhile, Minister of Planning and Development Penelope Beckles-Robinson echoed the call. She implored Tobagonians to consider the importance of the natural environment, such as mangroves.
And I don't know how many people understand the relationship between mangroves and the crab. So please remember the importance of your mangroves to us having crabs.
She reminded people that they must also ensure that the environment is free from pollution.
You have a choice. Do you want to throw out a cup or anything simply because you don't see a dustbin and you say, oh, the THA didn't provide dustbins? When we go abroad and we have that same cup in our hands, you know what we do? We wait until we see a dustbin.
Candace Jackson, Tobago Updates, Television News.
Well, also today for the World Environment Day activities, the Environmental Management Authority launched the ACE Space platform. ACE stands for Action for Climate Empowerment, an initiative under the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. Riyad Mohammed, an officer from the EMA, explained that it will be a central repository, public and accessible for all information related to climate action.
Through this platform, organizations, companies, community groups, and all stakeholders can submit photos, videos, and accompanying captions on different ACE-related initiatives and projects across our Twin Isles.
The ACE Space website features a form for stakeholders to submit information and projects. After submission, the information will be vetted and then published.
This platform, again, will act as a central repository for all climate change activities in Trinidad and Tobago. And once operationalized locally, our next step would be to collaborate with other ACE focal points within the region to introduce this forum in their countries as a means of monitoring and evaluating what positives are being done to combat climate change.
The EMA also launched its Youth Climate Ambassadors program today, which will allow young people from across the country to join in leading the advocacy for climate action. Still to come, Canadian YouTuber Chris Muslis shared his intentions on coming to Trinidad and Tobago with us, and later THA gets Wildfire tools and equipment. Stay with us.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Tobago, we reach the biggest comedy event of 2024, finally in Tobago for one night only at Shaw Park.
My body, and I'm not in the mood.
Yeah, but you haven't been in the mood for the last 6 months. Love is a Walk, which played to sold-out houses across Trinidad, is coming to Tobago for one night only on Saturday, June 8th at 8:30 p.m.
You promised this would be the last time.
Yes, I tell you, it's the last time, I swear.
You sure about that?
Tickets for Love is a Walk available at the Shaw Park Complex daily and at advertised outlets. Check social media for details. Shaw Park, Saturday, June 8th.
Tobago, the date has been set. Saturday, June 22nd, we head to the Jade Monkey once again for the launch of their 2024 Jufi and Mass Band presentation for Tobago Carnival. On Saturday, June 22nd, we gather at the Jade Monkey to get a glimpse of the Jade Monkey Mass presentation for 2024, the Tobago Festival, and also the launch of the Jade Monkey Jufi, Monkey See, Monkey Do.
I come from the Twin Island of Canada.
Get ready for another year of Tobago Carnival with the best band in Tobago, Jade Monkey Mass and the Jade Monkey Jufi. So come out on June 22nd as we launch Monkey See, Monkey Do Jufi, and for Tobago Mass, the Tobago Festival's presentation brought to you by the Jade Monkey. This one powered by Carib, Digicel, and Next 99.1 FM, a member of the TTT Limited Media Network. Jade Monkey.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Welcome back. In light of YouTuber Christmas Liz being arrested and charged with sedition, and many other YouTubers coming to Trinidad and Tobago and creating video content about gangs, Minister of National Security Fitzgerald Hines says these contents are negatively affecting the country's reputation. Ariana Scipio has the details.
Minister of National Security Fitzgerald Hines is concerned about vloggers coming to Trinidad and Tobago to highlight gangs, as it can affect the country's international relationships.
I am concerned when people act in ways or do anything or say anything to the detriment of the reputation of the nation. And as a minister of government, I know what that means in a direct way because I interface with some of our international partners.
Minister Hines said, as an example, Trinidad and Tobago earned itself an international reputation as being a major exporter of foreign terrorist fighters during the time of ISIS.
That's a reputation that we earned. And it went and continues to go a very long way. It affects every one of you in very direct ways. So, the answer to your question is yes, I'm very concerned.
When asked if YouTuber Christmas List content warranted a charge of sedition, Hines noted that the DPP and the police were responsible for determining that.
And that is above my own pay grade. In addition to that, the matter is sub judice, and I want to know why would you invite me to act irresponsibly and comment upon that matter? Would you answer that?
Hines was speaking at a media briefing held on Tuesday afternoon. Ariana Scipio, Tobago Updates Television News.
Well, the Canadian YouTuber Christopher Arthur Hughes, widely known as Christmas Liz, was charged last week with sedition for his YouTube content, which displayed various gangs in Trinidad. Hughes appeared on a Good Morning Tobago show to explain the situation and his intentions in coming to Trinidad and Tobago. Here's more.
Christopher Arthur Hughes said before booking a flight to Canada, the police arrived at his location with a search warrant and a list of charges related to gang activities.
My items were confiscated, all electronics, cameras, etc. And I was not arrested. I was brought in for questioning, but that questioning also included the inability to leave. So I was also warned that if I tried to leave, I would be arrested.
Hughes said the last 7 days of his life have led him to his current position. He believes he is 100% innocent and will not plead guilty to any charges that are before the court.
The very basics, without me getting into the exact details of my case, is I'm being charged because somebody in one of my videos said something that the government feels is deemed as dangerous. And you spoke about freedom of the press, and that's a topic that I'm sure will come up during my proceedings. It was nothing that I verbalized, but it was something that a stranger that I was questioning in a video said that has me in this hot water right now.
You said crime and other negative issues that many people wish did not exist are present in the country.
But the reality is it does exist. Before I came to Trinidad, it exists, and thereafter, you're in mainstream media. I'm sure you realize by looking through the daily newspaper headlines that crime, violence, murder, robbery, abduction are like daily activities here in Trinidad.
He stated that he wished the culture, food and people could be talked about, but the reality is there's a real crime problem in Trinidad and Tobago.
What I do is I go to places and I give people the voice. If there was a tornado in Japan that destroyed millions of homes, I would go there and document the grieving and crying people, the victims of the problem. Now, I've never had an issue in any other country when recording with my camera. That might be different on the day I go to North Korea.
Hughes said he thought he was in Trinidad and Tobago and not North Korea and believed he had the basic human right to record and have conversations with strangers freely. He's hopeful the judge would see that it was never his intention to make the country look bad. Ariana Scipio, Tobago Updates Television News.
2 men were arrested in Tobago after they were caught with a firearm, and quantities of ammunition and marijuana was seized by officers during an anti-crime exercise on Tuesday. Officers of the Tobago Task Force, Interagency Task Force, Guard and Emergency Branch and the K9 Branch conducted the anti-crime exercise between 2:45 and 8:20 a.m. on June 4th. With executed search warrants for firearms and ammunition in Moriah, a 32-year-old man was arrested for having 7 marijuana trees. During the exercise, a 38-year-old man was arrested for the possession of a Glock pistol, which was loaded with 14 rounds of ammunition in Golden Lane. Investigations into these matters are ongoing. You're watching the Tobago Updates Television News. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Tobago Updates. More news after this.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up and low, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up and low. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show. Do more, live more.
Need a fresh start? Upgrade your life with the things you want. At Standard Distributors in Canaan, life is good with zero. Get that amazing fridge, the stylish sofa with zero down and easy financing. Your dream house is within reach. Visit Standard Distributors today. Life is good with zero.
Deltec Distributors Weekend Special Wings Friday. £3 wings, 2.5 kilogram fries. Special 100 TT Soup Saturday. £2 cube beef, £2 cow heel, £2 chicken foot, £2 pigtail or smoke bone. Special $150 Super Sunday. £3 leg and thigh chicken, £3 sliced pork, £3 lamb slice, £3 cheese, 2 pack of pasta. Special $250. Located Main Road, Argyle, Tobago. We deliver 20 TT. Contact us on deltecdistributors.com 395-5040 or 237-0102. Deltec Distributors Weekend Special.
Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supply specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are
essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Thanks for staying with us. The Tobago House of Assembly received wildfire fighting tools and equipment today from the Biodiversity and Agri-Ecological Land Restoration and Productive Landscapes of Trinidad and Tobago, also known as the BioReach Project. The equipment was handed over at the Shore Park Complex as part of a special program hosted by the EMA and the THA in honor of World Environment Day. The BioReach project is an initiative in collaboration with the Global Environment Facility and the Ministry of Planning and Development. It was presented to Chief Secretary Farley Augustine by Minister of Planning and Development Penelope Beckles-Robinson. The wildfire fighting equipment will be used by the Forestry Division under the Division of Food Security, Natural Resources, the Environment and Sustainable Development. Well, the Public Relations Officer of the Innovative Democratic Alliance, Kate Trotman, says Tobago's economy has worsened under the current THA administration. She said despite the THA receiving a historic $2.8 billion from the central government, the highest any administration has ever received, there is still no clear pathway that is shared with the people of Tobago on how they intend to fix the economy.
It is truly disappointing to hear the Chief Secretary continually deflect any time any question is asked with regard to an explanation of the spending of the budget of the THA.
She said the IDA is not disputing Augustine's claims that the central government owes the THA. However, his constant deflection from accountability is concerning.
Unfortunately, we see that there is no transparency. Contractors still remain unpaid in some circumstances. Service providers are months behind in payment. And essential services like school buses and transportation for disabled persons seem to be neglected.
Trotman stated that the social safety net has failed and noted that many people are without food and cannot afford basic health care. This, she said, inevitably leads to increased crime.
We are witnessing an alarming rise in crime, and not just in murders. We are also seeing it in increased burglaries to businesses across the island, making it truly unsafe for businesses to operate. In turn, that impacts on the economic performance of the economy.
Trotman emphasized that the THA must understand that when people are unable to feed themselves and their families, it leads to desperation, which in turn causes crime. She said the THA must take responsibility for creating an environment that allows crime to thrive. The weather report is next. Stay with us.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
assemblers. I am Kimura Reed, your presiding officer for the first ever primary plenary debate to be done nationally under the People's House. Join us at 10 a.m. on Thursday, June the 6th, 2024 at the Assembly Chamber as 18 primary schools from the east, west, and north of the island will engage in a thought-provoking debate on the impacts and effects of the SEA examination as members of the THA.
My name is Lester Paul, and the reason why they should keep the SEA exam is because it's a standardized test, and the three most important things you need to know is maths, language arts, and creative writing.
My name is Standard George, and I believe that they should ban SEA because of the physical and mental stress that it gives to the students.
Come to the public gallery or tune in live to our Facebook and YouTube links. We've got it locked, loaded, and ready to go. Thursday, June the 6th at 10 a.m. This is certainly one for the books.
Rotisserie, mouth-watering fries, salads, combos, and specials galore. Feeling for something to eat? Come and see. Our rotisserie is seasoned to the T. Kicking chicken, masala, and jerk roast. Crispy fries made from scratch. Who do you know can't beat that? Or salads freshly cut and packed. When you taste it, you'll be wanting to come back. So come check us out on number 2 Robinson Street, Uptown Scarborough, Tobago. We open on Saturday nights from 7:30 to 11:30 p.m. Monday to Thursday, we're open from 10 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. and on Friday, 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us at 772-7443 and all social media handles at The Rotisserie Factory.
Here's what to expect of the weather tonight into tomorrow from the TNT Met Office. Tonight, generally fair and hazy despite the odd brisk shower. Tonight's temperature should be around 27 degrees Celsius. Tomorrow, predominantly sunny, hazy, and breezy despite the low chance of 1 or 2 brisk passing showers. A fair night is expected. Tomorrow's temperatures should reach a high of 33 degrees Celsius with a heat index of 37 degrees Celsius. Seas slight to moderate with waves near 1.5 meters in open waters and below 1 meter in sheltered areas. Sunrise is at 5:39 and the sunset at 6:24. And that's how we end this evening's newscast. Here's a recap of the headlines. Chief Secretary says $50 million is not enough to settle oil spill-related expenses. Citizens urged to be good stewards of the environment on World Environment Day. Canadian YouTuber says he had no bad intentions, and 2 men held for firearm, ammunition, and drugs. I'm Patricia Nicholson Richards, thanking you so much for joining us and wishing you a great night.